All right, welcome everybody. So glad to see all of you here. This week is Gary, I believe, is on vacation, so he won't be here going over contracts. He will be back again next week. So if you have any, situations that come up, it's always great because then he talks about those in this contract class. I've had quite a few people ask me to do an introduction to Canva. So that is what I'm going to be covering today. I'm just going to dive in, kind of give an overview, really kind of basic level. I'm not going to dive into really the depth of what it can do, what you can do in Canva, but a beginning really, here's, 1, 2, 3, all the things that you can know how to do. I'm always happy to help. If you're trying to do something and you can't figure it out, call me. Or Haley has made a great offer. If you are creating something in Canva, and you put everything in and you're just not loving the way it looks, she's happy. You can send that over to her and she can put her beautiful touch on it. So that's a really nice thing. Obviously Haley handles so much of our marketing for us, and that's what you can do in create marketing pieces in Canva. But sometimes, she's super busy, and it's sometimes I find it hard to get my ideas across by just explaining them to her. So, Canva can be really nice. And yeah, Kylie is really great too. And absolutely, I saw somebody put that in the chat. So can you guys pop into the chat, like, if you put your rating, like, have you never even opened Canva? Have you done a little bit, or do you use it all the time? Just a quick thing in the chat so I can kind of get a gauge on, okay, I see a once. Good. Where is the chat? I can't even find it here. Here we go. Never, done nothing. I use the free version a lot. Great. Not so much. Okay. Good. Somewhat use. Okay. 0. All right. Not at all yet. Perfect. Okay. So most everybody's kind of on the same, either a little bit or not any at all. Tried it a few times. Good. Okay. Awesome. So someone had a great point, is that one of the great things about Canva is there's a free version and you can do a ton. You can do almost everything in the free version. The only thing you can't do in the free version is they have some, I'll show you when we get in there. They have some things that, like if you're looking for, you want a star, right? There's going to be a bunch of free stars. Then they'll have little fancier ones, a few of those that aren't available in the free version. But you can do tons, plenty, everything you want really with the free version. So let me go ahead and share my screen so we can pop in here. Make sure you guys can. All right, can you all see? It says, what will you design today at the top? Okay, perfect. So I'm going to just start with a little orientation about it. When you first go into Canva, if you don't have an account yet, just go to canva.com and it'll walk you through setting up a free subscription.
We're only seeing your map.
A map?
Yeah, it's showing your map.
Well, that's funny. Okay, let me try again. What did I do? Thank you for telling me, because that's not what I want you to see. Oh, I set up a whole new system because now I have 2 screens and sometimes I lose things on it. Oh, I see what you guys are seeing. You're seeing a circle. Okay, how do I set it up? So I need to stop sharing probably. Why can't I see this? All right, somewhere here I'll be able to find that. There's my stop. Yep, it's on the other screen. Okay. Let me bring that over here. Maybe. Sorry, folks. Okay, let me drag. Can I just drag this? No. All right, well.
You might need to stop sharing your screen and then click on the page for Canva.
Yeah, share screen. And then, no, it's just not giving me the option. Maybe this is it. Okay, can you guys see it now? Still no.
Yeah, we see it.
Okay,
Yeah.
what will you design today? Okay, good. There we go. It was just on a different screen. So, okay, perfect. Thanks for your patience there. All right. So, Canva, like I was saying, go to canva.com. It'll just walk you through setting up a, not a subscription, but a membership or what have you. It's free. Just go with the free version at first. If you, oh, that's funny. Somebody from Sullivan's Island, South Carolina is calling me. We're just talking about North Carolina. Just set up a free version at first. You'll see when we get in here what you can do on the free version and what the added things on the paid version. And I have a paid version. Haley has a paid version. So if you ever see something that you really want, you could probably ask one of us to, input it into something for you. So just to take a peek around here, over on the left-hand side, you see the home button, and then you see here is projects. If you click on that, it shows you all the things that you've already created. Nothing happening. There we go. It's a little slow. So it shows you all the designs you've already created. And it gives you lots of options on the left-hand side there as well. And you can see this brand hub is a paid version. So this little crown over on the left hand next to brand hub, that crown means that it's only available in the paid version. So you can use the brand hub, but it's actually in when you're doing a project. So I'll show you guys that in a minute. There's also here templates. Templates is cool because if you just have no idea what you want to do, there's a lot of things that are already kind of set up and you can utilize in there. So for instance, here's a pink and orange Hello Spring. Now you can see that one's a pro, that's the paid version there. But you see here, there's all these free ones as well. Like here's a pretty cool, My Happy Place, that you can then manipulate to create your own thing. So that's what's in templates. Over on the left-hand side of templates is if you want particular subjects, business, social media, video, or up at the top, you can just search something. So maybe you want a home, it's gonna give me, I need to go into templates, home, decor. Then you can see what's already out there showing home decor, right? Or you can do home seller. And then it's going to show you there's already set up that you could just change and brand to yourself. Like here, buying or selling a home, I can help, right? There's something already completely designed that you could use if you wanted in a template. So there's a lot of options there. Now, when you first are going to create something, then you are going to want to go in. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Here we go. The first thing that you want to do when you want to create something is over here on the top right, it says create a design. So you click on that and it's going to give you a whole bunch of options. Like, do you want to do a Facebook post or a video, a presentation, any social media? You can also type in, so if you want to do an Instagram post, right? Then it's going to give you all these different options. Do you want it to be square or video? Today, I'm just going to do a Facebook post. Let's play around with a square Facebook post. So you click on that and then it opens you up into I call it like the workstation, the work dashboard of Canva. This is where you do everything. So the first step is always opening up the right type of product you want to create, right? If you're going to do a video, then over on that right-hand side, you open up video. If you want to do a Facebook post, there you can do flyers. You can do a whole presentation, multiple pages that you're going to present, anything you want to do. I'm going to do right here a nice, simple square Facebook post that I want to do. And then you can use that in Instagram. You can insert it into an email, right? There's just a ton of things you can do with it, but this is a nice, simple way for us to start. Let's see, why am I not seeing? Give me 1 second to adjust a few things. All right, I can't find it. Anyways, I'll just get that out of our way. All right, so the very first thing that I always like to do when I open up a new project is I name it. So you can see right here on the top right, it says Untitled Design Facebook post. Now you can click in there and type out, you know, Facebook sample. You can put it right there. You can also go over here on the top left and you'll see it says file. You can click there and then it has that name and you can just click edit and then change it to whatever you'd like it to be. So it's always good to, you know, name it something that you're going to remember. I often will include what type of a project it is, right? So if it's Facebook or if it's Instagram or a video, and then I might say like if it's something for sellers or a certain holiday or whatever it is, something that you're going to remember. There's a lot of options here too, like you can make a duplicate, you can make a copy of it. So once you've created something, you can make another copy. So maybe you, for instance, I can show you guys. Let's see, let's go to projects. One thing that we do, whoops, there it went, it left. Go back. Is we have one template basically for when we get testimonials, right? And so we have a few things in here that look similar, but this testimonials, what I'll do is I'll just copy it and then put in the new testimonials so that I don't have to recreate it every time. And it gives you that consistency, right? When people see it, it looks the same over and over and over again so that that will catch people's eye. So those are some things you can do here. I don't use this a ton. I tend to do it other ways, but a lot of things are available there in that file for you. If you do get the paid version, you can resize your project. So for instance, if I created this for Facebook, Instagram's measurements are a little different. So I could click resize and it resizes it for me, or you can just post it in the original version and it just adds a little white border. All right, let's take a quick peek here. Okay, over on the left-hand side is all the different things you can do for any project. Up at the very top is the design. So this has, again, kind of like those templates. It has a whole bunch of different things that have already been created. You can find something here that you just like the way it looks, and you click on it, it adds it to your project, and then you can make all these changes, which I'll go over in a minute. You can change everything on here. I'm going to delete that. And then you can also, if you have something in particular you want to do, say you want to do, I want to send out a Mother's Day post. You can see, which happy Mother's Day, everyone who's a mom or a dog mom, or any sort of a nurturing sort of person. You can just type in Mother's Day and it will give you a whole bunch of already created things for that design. Again, as you look through, like these two are the paid version with a little crown and it says pro, but there's a lot that are included in the free version. And what you can do is with these is you could, that says baby day, that's funny, that's not Mother's Day, let's find one we kind of like. You can easily say you like this one, but you want to make it a little bit more in line with like our brand colors. It's really easy to change things. So I click on this back, the main color, which is this like very light pink. Up here, it says background color. Can you guys, do you see where I've gone here? Up on the top, it says background color. You can click on that and then it gives you all these other options. So maybe you want to turn it into a gray gradient, and then you want to change the color of the font or the flowers. Let's just change the color of the font. Click on that, and then up on the top, and I'm going to go over this a little bit more slowly, but just to give you an idea how you can take something and then adapt it to what you want. So the font right here, the A with the text, it says text color. You can click on that and then add in and change it to whatever colors you want. Took that away. say, I'm just gonna turn that all green. So you can easily adapt what's already there. And then I'm going to show you how to create things from scratch, which will teach you how to do all of these different steps as well. All right, so I'm going to delete this. Let's see. Oh, I've got a second one. That's right. Anytime if you want to add another page, right here, just above the project itself, there's a duplicate page. And there's also a delete the page. So like this one, I could come down here and delete that. I didn't want it in there. So that's up there as an option. All right, back over to the left. Those are some of your design options. You can really find just about anything. Somebody throw out an idea, something that you want to search in here real quick. I don't know why I can't see all of you guys. It's driving me a little crazy. I feel like I'm talking to an empty room. Can't figure out how to get Zoom on, the chat. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna see if I can figure it out.
Could you search like a newsletter template or?
Yeah,
kind of like that?
absolutely. Yep,
That would help.
let's do that. Newsletter. Okay, so they're not coming up in design. And it may be because it's a Facebook, the size of the Facebook here. Templates for Trison. Okay, let's see.
Just the word news maybe, or news feed, or?
Yeah, news is gonna
See,
probably
there it was,
come
like,
up with.
I saw your
Oh.
drop down showed spring newsletter and some other things when you,
Yeah. So here's some, some things that come up. Breaking news. Probably if to do a newsletter, what you would want to do is when you start the project, do like a flyer or a letter, and then it will give you more options there for, already done newsletters, because I know there's a ton in here. So I think it's just because it's a Facebook. It's thinking it's a Facebook post, and so it says you're not going to do a whole newsletter in a Facebook post, right? But let's see. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to create a design newsletter. I'm just going to put newsletter in as the actual design. Let's see. Look at that. So you can create a whole design of newsletter.
there was one that even said real estate newsletter, and when you were dropping
Wow,
down
really?
on your list.
So I open this up. Here's tons of newsletter templates, and I wonder if we put in real estate here. A lot of what I do here is just play around with it, see what, check this out. There's already in here, real estate newsletter. Like this one's cool looking. Here, you just have to fill in the information, but you could easily change this to be our branding colors, put in our logo, all that sort of stuff. And quick and easy, pretty quickly and easy. You just have to write the information in it. So cool. All right, I'm going to go back over to our Facebook sample so that I can go through everything on the left-hand side. All right, so on the left side here, we already talked about there's things already designed. And then the next section here on the left is elements. And still trying to get this up so I can see what is, I can't see any chats or anything. So you guys just need to holler if you have a question or want something out there. Okay, so in elements, this is really everything that you would want to add into any graphic that you create. So there's photos like this over here on the left. You could see there's a kitchen here. I was just playing around this morning. Here's like a starburst. You can see there's arrow lines. So anybody throw out, what's something you'd want to put in here? All right, I'm just going to do house. I type in house, And you can see there's all these different graphics, there's photos, there's even video you can add in. So here's a video you can pop in there. I don't know why it says summer party. I will delete that. That's from something I played with earlier. But you can see there's a little video you could put in. They say that social media, you know, that videos really catch people's eye. This is all free for you to use, and it's available to you. So it's pretty cool. Anytime you want to remove something from what you're working on, you just click on it. You can either do the little trash can here, or you can just hit delete and it removes it. When you want to add one of these elements, you can just click on it and it will add it in the middle, or you can create a spot and then go add it. Oh, it didn't add it in that spot. Anyways, you can add it anywhere you want. Now, once you get it onto your project, you can do a bunch of things with it. You can just click on it and move it wherever you want it to be. I keep having old things in here. You can resize it. So you can take these little dots in the corners and resize it to whatever size you want. You can duplicate it. So say you wanted to do 4 of these little houses in a row. What you want to do is get it the size you want, and then you just duplicate it 3 times, and then you can line them all up however you want. Now, it's pretty cool because it helps you organize things. You can see right now there's a line straight down the middle of the paper. So as I bring this into different areas on the paper, it shows me how it's lined up, right? So, okay, right there, it's lined up in the middle of the paper. So say I bring it down here, I'm going to line it up in the middle of the paper, the side. I can also do the middle of the house. And now that's in the middle of the paper, but I'm going to put it on this side right there. And then I can take the other one and I can see by those lines it gives me when it's lined up exactly. So it makes it really easy. You don't have to just eyeball whether things right. See, it's like, oh, it's a little out of order, right? Well, once I pull it down, it shows me with those little lines that it's gotten lined up. So that's pretty cool. You can also take that and say you want to rotate it. Right here underneath it is the rotate. You can rotate it however you want. It shows you what the angle is. So if you want to rotate it to 45 degrees, if you want it to be exact, if you wanted it to just be slightly at an angle, you could do that. Now, what you can do with that is say, I'm going to put that over here, and then I want one the same size, but flipped over. So all you have to do is duplicate it, pull it over, and then up on the top here, do you guys see this flip? It says edit, image, crop, and flip. You just flip it. It makes a mirror image. I thought it was actually going to flip in the same angle, but it didn't. And then you can just rotate it to whatever you see, whatever angle this one was at. Okay, it's at 7 degrees. Then you can take this one and make it to 7 degrees, and you know it's exactly the same. And then you use those little lines to line it up. It's at the same height. So those are a few of the things that you can do to an image. You can also animate an image. So let's put this back down here. Remove that. Here's my bigger one. And then you can take, let's see, let me remember how to do this. You can take that whole thing. So what I did there is I took and I click here, and then I drag those 4 images in there. And then do you see how it says group now? So now I can go up here to animate, and I click on animate, and then I can have them come in different ways. So like if this was going to be, you know, not obviously something you're going to print, but if you're going to put it on social media or in an email or something where it actually could be animated, you can choose all these different ways over here there's breathe, baseline, it just comes up from the bottom, all sorts of different ways you can have things come in. And that really, you know, again, anytime things are moving, video, it really gets people to, well, that's kind of interesting, stomp. Anyways, I play around with this all the time. A couple other things to know. So I'm gonna, I guess I'll leave that as a group. So now I can move it around as a group. If you're going to add, so I'm gonna go back over to elements and I'm gonna add a couple more things in here. I'm gonna add a couple of palm trees. Now, if you say I wanna take, oh, it got rid of my group. That's interesting. I don't always know what happens in Canva, but I can usually figure something out, right? So say I've got this, but I want this house to be in front of these palm trees, not behind. You see how it's actually behind the palm trees? Up here on the top, you can change the position. So you click on position, it's going to give you some options here. And I wonder, oh, I'm not on the right one. Okay. So I'm going to click on, you have to click on the one you want to position. So I'm on the palm tree now, and you have two options. You can either move it back one, or you can move it all the way back. So say I had, let's just pull out, I've got multiple things in there. Well, I can either say, I'm going to click on the palm tree. I can move it back one, and that just is going to move it back behind one item. Did you see how that went? Backward moves it behind one item, two back moves it behind everything. So it's, you know, if I wanted to have it, you know, who knows what I want to do, but I can make it so that it's behind all of the items, or I can say, oh no, except for this tree, this house, I want it to be behind the palm tree. So it's behind, the palm tree is behind everything, and then I move the house into the front there. So that's some different things that you can do there. Along that top, there's also transparent. So if you say you wanted to take, I'm just going to delete that house. Say you wanted this house to be kind of your background. It's not a very lovely house, but all right, we'll play with it. You can make it very light. You know what I use this for actually a lot? Let me just show you guys before I do this. I go over to elements and I find something like a kitchen. All right. I'm gonna remove this house too. All right, here is a lovely kitchen. Okay, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Now, you could easily put text above and below this, right? But maybe you want to zoom in a little more on that, and you want to be able to put, so you can actually move things larger than your actual work area. Now, say I want to add in some text over this. Let me just, over on the left-hand side is text. And we'll go into that in a minute. I'm going to say add a heading. And then I'm going to type in house. All right. You can see how this is, if I make it bigger, it's easier to see, but it's a little bit hard to see, right? Let me get out of that. There you go. It's a little bit hard to see over that. So something you could do is you click on the photo, the kitchen, and then you come up to here to transparency, click on that, and then you can fade that back photo quite a ways. So you still have that feeling of a kitchen, but it's not so bold that you can't read the text on it. So that's kind of cool. All
Heather,
right. Yeah.
Heather, does this particular Canva, does it have like the realtor emblem or anything like that that would pertain to real estate?
I don't believe so, but you can upload anything you want into it. So that's actually where I'm going to go next, is after under elements is uploads. So you click on uploads, And then right here, this big purple bar, you can upload any file you need. So for instance, I've uploaded, it's probably a million miles down here. You see a ton of personal photos. It's a ways down here. Here's my best of Sonoma County. Here's our logo. Here is Better Homes and Gardens. So I can add in Better Homes and Gardens Wine Country because I've uploaded it into the system. So you could do that with the realtor emblem, you know, symbol as well. You can put a little bug on there, what have you. So uploads, you just, to upload anything, you click on the upload files, and then it's going to open up your, you know, your search on your own computer. So then you just find whatever you want to upload and you can put it in there. You can create files in this upload section. So occasionally I clean that up, obviously not very often, but you can create, you know, I have one that says personal photos. So I know that they're not ones I usually use for business, right? You can have homes or whatever folders that you want, and then you put them in there. And I am not remembering how to do the folders now. Does anybody remember how to do folders? I don't do it very often. I'm not, honestly, that's the organization piece is not my strong suit. You can record yourself on here. I've never tried that yet. It's a pretty new feature, but like if you wanted to record either your voice or a video of yourself, you could do that. And so as you're creating things, you're just going to pop over here to anything that you want to add in that you've uploaded. There's images on the left, and then there's any videos that you've uploaded are here. And there's also audio if you upload any audio. So this is where you find the uploads, is anything that you've added that you're going to use in your pieces. Like, let's see. I needed a picture of, this is kind of a cool tip. I needed a picture of Rob's dog for something the other day. So I went onto his wife's Instagram and I just took a screenshot of his great dog, and then you can just edit it down, right, to use it. Now, obviously, if it's somebody else's photos, you need to get permission and then give them, you know, let them, give them, what do you call it, where you're telling people that you use someone else's photos, obviously. But that is a cool thing. Like if you ever need something off of, you know, somewhere, just take a screenshot and you can use it that way. Canva, you can also create QR codes. That maybe is a paid part, I'm not sure, but Haley can do that anytime. So if you want to put a QR code on something that you have, then if you can't do it here, then for free, then ask her to, and then it links, they can scan it and you can have a link to your website or to a flyer or anything that you want. So that's pretty handy. Okay, I think that's everything about uploads. Then the next section here is text. So when you want to add any text, you just click on text. You have a few options. You can add, they have this really cool brand thing where you can put in the fonts you use regularly, the colors you use regularly, those sort of things. So you can be really consistent with your marketing. That's an option there. You can do a few things. You can just add a text box, which then up on the top, it gives you all the options, right? You can choose what font you want to use. So you click on Canva Sans is what it defaults to. And then you can scroll through and find, okay, I'm going to use Angelina. Here is the size. Now, one thing with Canva is that you cannot, what you want to do, what you have to do is create different text boxes per different size font and types of font you're going to use. So like, you know, if we're in Word or in Google Docs, you can just, right, you can just change it and say, okay, now I want to use a much smaller font. Well, what it does is it typically changes the font of everything in that text box. So this is a text box here, and it's easiest to just create another one. Click over on text again, create another text box for a different font and a different size. That's the easiest way to do that, instead of trying to, sometimes it will let you, but it makes more sense. It just works much better to actually do separate boxes and not try to do one text box with all different sizes and things. So things you can do with your text, obviously, just like anything else, you can move the box around. You can change it. So if you want it instead to be really tall and skinny, you can change the size. And I did that by clicking here on this little side button. There's also the same side button, side dots that changes it diagonally, I guess. And then this just actually gives you just the width and the height. If you're going to duplicate it, so you can do any of these boxes, you can do all of the same things. You can change the color of the text. So now that I've got whichever ones, I'm going to do this one here. And then you go up to the text color on the top, you click on that, and then you can change it to whatever color you want. Anything that you want to do a color, if they don't give you the color you want here, up at the top is document colors, and you can see how there's a rainbow one with a plus here. You click on that, and then you can take this. Well, one thing you can do is if you know the code for the color, you can input it here. Or you can just take this and change it to what tone you want. Say I want it to be in something purple, and then you take this and you just click on it and you say, okay, right here it's showing you what it's going to look like. So you just move that to where you want it to be, and then you click on that, and it will change your text to that color that you just found. This is similar to anything else. You can make it bold or not. There's a few fonts in here that don't allow you to go bold or italicized, but there is, but most of them you can. You can underline it. You can also, I love this, if you forgot to uppercase it, or you did uppercase it and you don't want it to be, you just click on this small a, little a, and it'll change it for all uppercase or all lowercase. Wow, that's a disaster. So that's really handy. You can, now this alignment is just within the text box. It's not on the entire document. So for instance, if I say I had a whole bunch more words here, I'm just going to make a bunch of things. And then I made it a normal size. Whoops. You can have it, I'm sorry, that's hard to look at. Let me just change, move house. Within your text box, you can have it centered like this, or you can have it aligned to the left or aligned to the right. So if you have something like, if you want this to be up in the top right and you want it to look like that, you can easily do that. Now, a few other things here is there's effects. Now, let me get some of this. This is like too much stuff. Let me change the words here. Your new home. All right, it is centered left. I don't like that. I'm going to have it be centered. There we go. I'm going to move this down. Okay, it's not letting me. There we go. All right. Now, say I'm going to change it to that purple, and then I'm going to take effects top here. I'm going to click on that, and you can do some cool things. Like there's this neon you can change it to. There's glitch. I don't know what that is. Echo. There's all sorts of different effects that you can give that text to make it look a little bit different and interesting. You could also animate it. I showed you that with the little houses. You can do that with your text. My favorite on that is typewriter, where it types it out. So that's pretty cool. Drift, breathe, Just play with them and see what you can do. Those are the different animations. And then, of course, there's position, we went over that, and transparent. So you can do all those things with your text as well. Anybody have any questions on text or anything I've gone over so far? All right, crickets. I can't see in the chat, so you just gotta shout
No,
out
thank
if
you.
there's something you need. Yeah? Nope, I thought somebody said something. Okay.
Question, what if you want to print your card you've created?
Great question. Let's see, because that is mainly what I need to do here. So over on, there's two different ways to do it. Top right, it says share. You click on that, and then I can't see it because the photos are in the way. You have a few things. You can, in the share button, you can actually share it with someone. So like say you want to send it to Haley to have her make it look not ridiculous like mine right now does. You could do that. And here is where you download it. So you just click on download. It gives you some options. This one happens to have animation. So it defaulted to MP4 video, which is what it would need to be to continue to show that animation. But you just click on that and it's going to give you the options. So like if you wanted to print this, you could do PDF print right here. It says best for printing. The JPG is really good for a social media share. PNG is if you're going to print a more complex, like if you're going to print up, like send something to a printer, like an actual, you know, professional printer, and they're going to make a booklet for you or something. PNG is the way to go because they're going to want a really good copy of that. You can just do a standard PDF print, or a GIF is a really short clip with no sound. So those are the options for downloading, and then you would get a copy, you know, just out, like I'll show you. You know how it goes. You guys know how this works, right? I'm going to change it to PDF print, and then you just, it's going to ask you, like, do you want everything in it or not? What color you can, I ignore most of this stuff. If you know what these are, then go for it. Like if you need crop marks or a bleed, great. There's a little info here that explains it a little bit, but then you just, once you've got it how you want it, you just click download. It's going to pop. Look at, and you can create a newsletter underneath that. It gives you ideas, and then it just gives you down here on the bottom left. Once that's done downloading, you can open it up and then click print. So that's how you do that.
Would there ever be a time that you would bring that into Moxie? Moxie Works?
You could put some of these things into your the things that you email out from Moxie. Sure. I don't email from Moxie, so I don't use that, but yeah, you could definitely do that. The Moxie has the nice pre-made, you know, marketing stuff. So, you know, which I use a lot. But otherwise, if I wanted to just put something into an email, I might create it here and then put it into Moxie Engage. A few other things that would be good to know. As you're working, say I'm here on this text and I change it to pink. Didn't change it. That's funny. Oh, because I see why. Okay, I'm going to change this to pink. All right, your paragraph text now is pink. And I go, oh, I don't like that. Well, thank goodness up on the very top on that blue bar, there is this back arrow button, and you can undo that. All right. Let me just look around and see if there's anything else that I haven't told you guys.
Bernadette asked how to upload to Instagram.
Oh, great question, right? Because you can't, Instagram, you can't upload from your computer. So what I do is I just email it to myself, and then I access that email on my phone and download the photo on my phone, and then I upload it into Instagram.
Mm.
Did that make sense? Should I go over it more slowly? Sometimes I talk fast. So let's see. Yeah, that's the best way to do it for Instagram is you just download it onto your phone. Or I email it to myself and then download it on my phone and save it to Instagram. Let's see if there's anything else in here that's good to. One thing that is a paid, before I do that, text, I didn't go down here. You can just do these in these, where it says add a heading and a subheading, that's creating a text box, but it's automatically starting at a certain size of text, right? So a little bit of text, a bigger text, just kind of a shortcut. And then here below is some of these kind of different fun things. If you don't want to create your own effect, you can use these and like dream. There we go. You can, and then you can use what they already have there as well. There was one more thing I wanted to show you guys and I'm not remembering. Oh yeah. If you have a photo, whoops, I'm trying to delete this, get it out of my way. All right, I'll just do this. Oh, here we go. Oh, that didn't really work. Let me just get some of this stuff out of my way so I can show you guys. All right. If you ever have a photo that, say you want to use that kitchen, which I just got rid of for no apparent reason. And you fade it and you want to put yourself on it. There's a paid, very handy thing that you can do that if you ever need a photo done where the background is removed, let me or Haley know. I'm happy to do that for you. So for instance, I've got this photo of Rob and I want to say I don't want it to, okay, I'm going to make that bigger. I want to just be there in front of the kitchen, but not have the brick behind us. So it actually has, this is the paid version. So make sure if, this is something you won't be able to do, but if you need one done, I just want you to know it's an option. Like I said, you can send it to me or Haley because we have this background remover and it just takes out the background. So then you just have just yourself floating there. So that's a pretty cool thing that makes it look pretty nice.
Could I ask what the paid version cost?
Oh, great question. I have no idea. It's not very much.
I
Plans
just
and
looked
prices.
and I think it's 120 a year.
Oh,
Thank you, Lisa.
120.
Yeah.
That's great. So basically $10 a month. I'll tell you, I used Canva for quite a long time before I paid for it. Because really, other than a few of the background remover, the QR codes, I think are the two biggest. Those are the reasons I ended up paying for it. If you don't need those, or you can have someone else do it, there is plenty in there that you don't need to pay for, so I don't know where this little tiny plum tree thing came from. There also is, you can edit videos in Canva. So if you are starting to do videos ever, you can do a lot of editing in Canva. Obviously, we don't have time to go into all of that today. But it is something that's out there that's, if you, and a lot of it you can do in the free version as well. So any other questions or anything?
Does it let you save the file to your desktop even if it's animated? Like where you were showing us the MP4 or whatever, can you save that to your desktop or you can only save it to one of the share places they allow or?
Oh no, yeah, you can download it. See, download it and then share it to just share an MP4 video and then it downloads it to your computer.
Awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And you know, a little trick with that, I upload, because you know, video takes a lot of space on your computer. So I upload a lot of that into Google Drive. So then it's there and I delete it off my computer. So just a little tip there. But another question?
Can you do a slideshow on using the video thing?
You can. Yep. Yep. You sure can. And you can also do a presentation, which is a good way to do a slideshow. Oops, it didn't like it that time, but there is presentation, or as a video, you can do it where it'll just automatically go through it. You know, you can do like 5 seconds for each slide. The thing is, if you're using it as a presentation, you would have to pause it, right? If like you're talking and then, so I would suggest if you're going to do something like that, that you do a presentation instead, so that you can just, you know, go to the next slide when you want. But if you're going to send it to somebody, a video would be great, because then it'll automatically just kind of, you know, feed through each of those. And if you guys are interested, I could do a class on, you know, editing video in here and making presentations in here if you want. But today it was just really the nice basics on, you know, how to change colors and do everything. So any other questions? All right, I cannot see how to even stop sharing my, it's just like, I'm just, yeah.
Somehow it's on my side, it's showing my desktop in a small square, like the presentation size now. So I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody else has seen their own. Oh, there's yours.
Yeah. So anywho.
So under file, do you have a save as feature to save it on a virtual Canva location, or?
Ask that again.
When you've done a work in Canva, where do you
Mhm.
save it? Do you do file save as?
So it saves
Yeah.
it in Canva.
Okay.
So here,
There,
yeah,
under
like,
file. Okay. That's what I thought.
yeah, yeah. And if you don't name it, it still saves it. So right here, this little cloud, whoops,
Uh-huh.
I left it too
I saw
soon.
it. Yeah.
That shows that it's been saved. So
Okay.
when you first change something, right? Like it's got those little dots, and then it automatically, as soon as it says it has a check, it says it's been saved. But then when you go to projects, you'll see.
Oh, that's where you find it.
Yep. Projects, then it's all those things that you have, like here was an untitled design, and here's my Facebook sample. I don't know why it's not showing that photo, but yeah, so it automatically saves it in there for you. And then it's just when you download it and want to do something with it, right, that you can move it over, or, you know, save it on your desktop. But let me show you one last quick thing. I don't know if I showed you guys this or not, but and then we'll call it a day here. Up on the top of each, so here's that newsletter we looked at, right? There's a couple options. You can duplicate the page. So if you want multiple pages of a newsletter to look exactly the same, you just click on that, and then you actually have 2 of them. Or if at the bottom, if you just want to add a new blank page, then you can add that right there. So you can add pages, you can delete pages that way as well. You can add a page here as well too. So that's, I don't remember if I told you guys that. So anywho, any other questions? I hope you guys play around, create a account and just go in and play around with it a little bit. And there's a lot of info. I did record this, so it'll be up on the YouTube channel before long. But always feel free, if you know, to give me a call or ask. I know Kylie uses this a ton. I think Keely, I don't know, do you use this some? But you know, our folks are really, really adept at it. So can help if you're trying to create something, and have fun with it.
Thank you, Heather.
Thank you.
Thank you, Heather.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
guys
Heather. Have a
all
great
have-
day.
Bye.
You too. Have a great one. Take care. I can't even figure out how to turn this off. It's so funny. There we go. Oh my gosh.